Hi, I'm Michelle Bege with a look at what's happening in Latin America now. But first, our news trivia. Which Latin American country celebrated Christmas in February? We'll have the answer later. In Mexico, a fatal car accident took the lives of tourists in the Yucatan Peninsula. 5 Argentines and 1 Mexican were killed on a highway between the resort towns of Tulum and Puerto Aventuras, which are south of Cancun and Playa del Carmen. The SUV carrying Argentine tourists lost control due to weather and collided with another car while driving in the opposite lane. In Brazil, 2 men have escaped a maximum security prison for the first time in the country's history. The fugitives are members of the notorious Red Command, a powerful drug trafficking gang from Rio de Janeiro. One of the men is named Rogerio da Silva Mendonça, who is facing a sentence of 74 years in prison, and the other is Davidson Cabral Nascimento with a total sentence of 81 years. The 2 inmates escaped last week from the Mossoró federal prison, and the authorities are still searching for them. Due to this incident, officials have decided to suspend visits to federal prisons and keep prisoners confined to their cells. During his TV show Con Maduro Plus, Venezuela's president Nicolás Maduro accused the United Nations Office of Human Rights of espionage and conspiracy. The accusations were made a week after the Venezuelan government asked the UN staff to leave the country within 3 days. The UN has stated that it will evaluate the situation and decide on the appropriate next steps. Now let's check out what stories we're following for next week. First, we are following Haiti's investigation into the 2021 murder of the country's last president, Jovenel Moïse. A judge in charge of the investigation has charged 50 people, including his widow and a former prime minister. According to leaked documents, Martine Moïse, the president's widow, conspired with the former prime minister, Claude Joseph, to kill the president to replace him herself. The judge's order calls for the arrest and trial of those charged. We are monitoring a developing news story in Peru regarding the Prosecutor General's office opening an investigation against former President Martín Vizcarra, who was in office from 2018 to 2020. He is being accused of collusion and forming a criminal network known as the Untouchables of Corruption. The network allegedly took control of public offices and engaged in illegal lobbying during Vizcarra's presidency. However, Vizcarra has welcomed the investigation, stating that he is innocent and looking forward to proving his innocence. And now the answer to our news trivia. The answer is A. An Afro community in the southwest region of Colombia celebrates their ancestral version of Christmas in February with songs, dances, parades, and fireworks. They call it the birth of their black godchild. The festivities are a form of rebellion or a cry for freedom from the slavery that prevented their ancestors from enjoying their Christmas. And that's it for this week. We'll see you again soon on Latin America Now.